Well, welcome along to the next and last opportunity for Olympic qualification here in Barnaul, Russia. The journey to this year's Tokyo Olympic Games come down to just one more race for a handful of athletes competing at this week's Global Canoe Sprint. The World Cup over the weekend, but it's the Olympics in focus. Well, athletes from all over the world battled on Thursday for a place in just one of the 6 finals offering an Olympic quota this afternoon. For the men, tickets available in K1 200, 1000 and C1000, while the women competing in K1 200, 500 and C1 200. Beautiful day here in Siberia, although it's certainly no great surprise it's been cold and windy. So challenges for the paddlers in particular. Everyone here having had to rent a boat due to the difficulties of travel during these COVID times. So as ever, a major challenge, but even more the case that things are somewhat evened up. But we start with a non-Olympic event, and there's no real battle in this race for the podium. Only 3 boats taking part in this K2 Women's 200 Final A. You can see the wind just peppering away at the red flag. Certainly a mesmeric look at the water here in Barnaul. And our schedule for the day, as mentioned, 6 Olympic quotas on offer. There were a few more available at the European Olympic qualifiers last week in Szeged, Hungary. But now the last chance saloon, meaning it's a very cutthroat day here in Russia. First up, as mentioned, the K2 Women's 200. Well, Anderson and Johansson both competed in Szeged at the World Cup 1 semi-final. They finished 5th to fail to qualify. Austria's Leacci and Schwartz. And Uzbeki boat Tanat Misheva and Shubina. Well, Austria with Victoria Schwartz, an Olympic Games finalist in Beijing 08 with Yvonne Schuring. Also World Championship winners in 2011 in Szeged. Certainly with that centre lane, we'll be looking to take first place here. This time, Schwartz linked with Anna Roxana Leacci. So underway in the K2 Women's 200 final. The podium is not in question, but the colour of the medal very much is. But it's a strong start from the Austrian duo. Victoria Schwartz driving in behind leader Leacci. Both competed in Szeged, the World Cup 1, 7th in the Final A, won by Yannick and Osterman of Slovenia. But there's no real competition for the Austrians on this occasion. Dominant victory over Sweden. Uzbekistan coming in 3rd. Well, it helps when you have an Olympian driving from the back. Leacci and Schwartz coming through for gold. So a victory to kick off the weekend here in Barnaul. Neachi and Schwartz with a dominant victory over a second over Swedish pair Anderson Johansson, Uzbekistan third. Blue skies peppered with clouds, certainly. It's also exciting to see fans back inside to witness the weekend's action. Only one can qualify for the Olympics. It'll certainly be a battle to the line in the men's K1 200 meters. Well, Barnaul, located in the south of western Siberia on the left bank of the Ob River. Certainly not the easiest place to get to, but Cesare de Cesare has managed it. The Argentinian-born Ecuadorian, 40 years of age. What an opportunity for the 2011 K1 200 Pan American champion to try and grab an Olympic ticket. We did see last week that being on the outside lane isn't necessarily a disadvantage, depending on the tactics as mentioned. Fans on the sidelines, a rare sight over the past 18 months, but a delight to see slowly but surely some normalcy returning. And certainly Barnaul, along with many other events, have been brilliantly put on despite all the challenges of the ongoing pandemic. Looking to produce a strong showing. Kevin Santos of Portugal looking confident. Colombia also represented. But Cesare actually had to give up the sport for 10 years due to a shoulder injury. He was actually a taxi and truck driver before joining his brother Sebastian in Ecuador. That was to help train the Ecuadorian canoeing team. In the end, switched allegiances from Argentina in 2011 and became a Pan American champion at Guadalajara in Mexico in 2011. Added a bronze in Toronto in 2015 and a brilliant silver a couple of years ago in Lima. It's Liam Heath, though, who is the dominant force over 200 meters in K1, world and Olympic champion, was in blistering form last week in Szeged, although he did find his challenges. A lot of the paddlers have had little time on the water, let alone top-class competition. There is De Cesare. Ecuador only 2 medals at Olympics, both in walking. 96 gold and 2008 silver for Jefferson Perez. Jakub Stupun of Poland, just 19 years of age, a junior K1 200 FB gold medalist. Jakub Zavrel of the Czech Republic was the quickest in qualifying. Vid Debeljak finished third, painfully in Szeged to miss out, so tries to take his chance here again. Ole Kukharek of Ukraine, 24-year-old, a 2017 world bronze medalist at K1 500. Danislav Sevetanov, semi-finalists in the Szeged Olympic qualifiers. Kasper Sula making up our final 9. But Mindaugas Maldonis of Lithuania, it was his compatriot Arturas Seja who was given the chance in Szeged. He finished 7th The Lithuanian has the center lane. Can he do better? Underway here for a ticket to Tokyo at the finishing line, this K1 men's 200-meter final. Well, great to just hear the natural sound of a crowd, and surely that will make a big difference as Maldonis drives out, but it's going to be a tight finish here. There's a real chance for Kevin Santos of Portugal. Has himself a slight edge, but a long way to go. Stepping on the pedal, and just at the end, it looks like Maldonis did do enough to edge himself a place at Tokyo. A 30-year-old doing what Arturas Seja couldn't. He only got his first individual competition at Szeged last year, was 8th in his K1 200 FA final, but this time he's off to the Tokyo Olympics. Well, Maldonis wasn't sure. You could see there he was looking for 1, 2, or 3. Had to focus on getting to the line. He'll be absolutely delighted soon to find out he is booking Lithuania the ticket to Tokyo. Lithuania won its first ever canoe sprints Olympic medal at Rio in the K2 men's 200 meters. Can they try and do something special in Tokyo? Maldonis has earned that opportunity.
Congratulations.
I don't know yet. It's official?
Yes. You are going to the Olympics.
Well, it's still not decided because I have to win in the World Cup today and tomorrow. But thank you. Wow, what a race.
How hard was it out there today? Was it difficult?
It's when you standing in the start, it's calm, but when you see the wall of wind and when it hits you, it's really hard. The distance gets longer and it's much difficult to paddle, you know, and to compete.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Well, he scaled the wall of wind to earn Lithuania the Olympic quota, remembering it's the country that earns the quota. As Maldonis put, he'll have to make sure he earns that spot over the World Cup tomorrow and on Sunday. Canoe-Kayak of Ukraine and Kevin Santos of Portugal, second and third. But sadly, first or nothing in the Olympic qualifiers. Well, you can see the wind really battering away at the flags. Plenty of vocal support. Public just excited to be back watching top-class sport. And a fabulous start as Maldonis earns Lithuania the K1 men 200 quota. Well, next up, it's the women's turn. Certainly high pressure occasion. Lisa Carrington, Olympic and world champion. Especially considering the wind, doubt we'll see anyone go near sub 40. And there is the lineup for the K1 women's 200 Olympic qualifier. Big moment for Ireland's Jennifer Egan. In 2012 and 2016, the Irish paddler got within touching distance of the Olympics. But sport can be cruel. Both occasions she fell one place short. Now the 34-year-old finds herself on the cusp again. Can she grab the one remaining Games ticket in the women's K1 200? Well, she's a lady who's been there before, Lasma Lepa of Turkey, the first ever women's canoeist to represent Turkey at the Olympics. Moa Wickerberg of Sweden made her breakthrough at the World Cup in 2020. Second in the K1 200 final, her first major medal. And the former under-23 world champion Podolskaya hoping to impress in front of her home crowd here in lane 5. Posted the quickest time in qualifying and was part of the K4 500 Russian quartet in the 2012 games. Maria Gamzhega of Slovakia, one of the youngsters in the pack. But Stephanie Chen narrowly missed out on a Tokyo quota at the Asian qualifier. She's never medaled at a World Cup. Could be a chance for a big weekend for the 29-year-old from Singapore. Grace Webby alongside the Slovenian Mia Medved, a pair of 21-year-olds looking to make a real splash. Well, Dusheva, 24-year-old Bulgarian, first name is Olympia. Can that be an omen for success? So it's all or nothing here in Barnaul in the women's K1 200 final. The Olympics on the line in the K1 women's 200 final. Podolskaya hoping to grab an Olympic quota for the hosts here, and certainly made a fine start. Well, we saw from Aldonis, said it was so hard once you got going to beat the wind, but Podolskaya is absolutely dominating. It's going to be heartbreak again for Egan, Chen and the rest as Podolskaya roared to the line as she takes almost a boat-length victory in the women's K1 200. Well, goosebumps hearing a crowd roar their home paddler. Podolskaya, the former under-23 world champion, earning a K1 ticket at 27 years of age. Podolskaya has been to an Olympic Games, part of the Russian quartet that finished 7th in London. Two-time K4 world, one-time European medalist, but now making a real splash at K1 to earn Russia an Olympic quota. She'll hope to be taking that place.
Congratulations, that was a very good win.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm happy and I have a good race. And thank you very much. It's my husband, family, my coach. Thank you very much. Всем спасибо большое.
And now you have the quota for Tokyo, for the Olympics. What does that mean?
Yes.
And the crowd here, what about the people? All the people here.
Okay. Всем зрителям огромное спасибо, что так болели. Нигде такой поддержки не было. Спасибо.
Yeah. Look at that.
Well, communication can sometimes be complicated, but not hard to understand the emotions of the event. So K1 decided, Maldonis and Podolskaya. But now the C1 women's turn at 200. Big chance for Great Britain's Katie Reid, the Scot, missing out painfully last week in Szeged, finishing third. Few returning for another crack at Olympic place. None more so than the Georgian Kardikashvili. Once again, quickest in qualifying, but missed out to Maria Cabrera of Spain in Hungary. So Katie Reid, 26 years of age, was 11th at both the C1 200 and 500, the World Championships 2019. Her best result is actually back in 2017 with a bronze in Duisburg World Cup 2. What a chance here. Third in Szeged, Vanessa Tot. Croatia was 9th in that final, but Kardikashvili, Georgia without an Olympic canoe quota. Can the 22-year-old do what she failed in Hungary last week and convert, being the quickest qualifier into an Olympic quota? Fourth place for Denisa Raova last week. Gomez Sanchez of Colombia, the 20-year-old, 2019 under-23 final B gold medalist, alongside Mexican teenager Rodriguez Guzman. Potentially set up as a battle between Great Britain's Reid and the Georgian Kardikashvili. Certainly the Georgian found out that qualification time doesn't count for much. It's about getting to the final and then hoping to have plenty left in the tank to have the inflated bands bashing together in support of your success. Young field here. Only 4 of the paddlers over the age of 20, and 2 of them in your picture there. Vanessa Tot herself, though, just 21 years of age. Kardikashvili, 22. But Georgians, one and only hope for the Olympics. Croatia hoping they can grab the spot themselves. So here is the lineup. Certainly 3 to 5 bring to focus, but can one of the others step forward and make a name for themselves? So underway in the C1 Women's 200-meter Olympic qualifier. Ticket to Tokyo at the finishing line. It's a strong start for the Brazilian Conceição do Nascimento, 2014 world bronze medalist, just edging Katie Reid, but it's through the middle. They're starting to push on. The golden boat of Reid just seeming to get stuck. And driving through is the Georgian Kardegashvili looking to convert as she didn't last week. Well, just seeming to slow up there. The challenge is in the wind, and it's Vanessa Todt coming through, and it's Croatia that grab the ticket to Tokyo. Well, Kardegashvili looked in a great position, but just seemed to be losing some purchase in her stride, and Vanessa Todt came through. A brilliant result as she books a quota for Croatia. Well, some result for the 21-year-old Vanessa Todt, just the 13th to earn a spot at Tokyo of canoeists from Croatia. She'll hope to be on the boat this summer.
Congratulations. Can you believe this?
No, this is second place in Szeged. One girl in K1 took quota. And now me, this is history for Croatia. We never had a woman at the Olympics in kayak. And now we have two of us going to. It's a incredible feeling to, with only 22 years old, to go to Olympic. That was my dream. Like when I started pedaling and now the dream came true. I can still believe that I managed to accomplish this race at first place.
Congratulations, Vanessa, well done.
As mentioned, only 12 canoeists at the Olympics before for Croatia, but never for women's. And yet two now booking their place. Vanessa Todt snatching from Kardegashvili, just 0.18 seconds. Conceição de Nascimento holding off Katie Reed, but sadly it's first or nothing. And it's Croatia continuing to make history ahead of the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. Still major concerns for the greatest show in the world, with Tokyo and Japan still being hit hard by the pandemic. So much hard work has gone in to the build-up and the hopeful realization of dreams. Certainly not going to be the Olympics that any athlete would have hoped to have made their way to, in the sense there won't be the same celebration there has been in the past. But in terms of sporting achievement, it's still the pinnacle. Well, it's windy, it's cold, but the crowd here in Siberia certainly providing plenty of noise and colour. And now we'll look upon the medal ceremony for the K2 Women's 200.
Серебряным призером становится
The silver medalist becomes Melina Andersson and Joanna Jason, Sweden.
золотым призером становится
The gold medal winner is Anna Roxana Lee Haji and Victoria Schwartz, Austria.
Приятная церемония награждения, поздравления нашим призеркам и победительницам. Дамы и господа, прошу выразить признание нашим медалисткам второго этапа Кубка мира по гребле на байдарках и каноэ.
Please express your recognition to the medalists of the second stage of ICF, the World Cup in canoeing and kayaking.
Ну и несколько мгновений для памятных фотографий. На фоне гребного канала, на фоне болельщиков. Поздравляем! Дамы и господа, церемония награждения на дистанции К2, байдарка двойка среди женщин на 200 метров завершена.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awards ceremony for the distance K2 kayak double women 200 meters is completed.
Ну и давайте сфотографируем наших призерок, чемпионок и поаплодируем этим сильным, но хрупким девушкам.
Let's give applause to our winners.
Благодарим вас.
Thank you so much and congratulations to all the winners.
So Melina Andersson and Johanna Johansson taking gold in the K2 Women's 200, making up for the disappointment of failing to qualify for the final, the World Cup meet in Szeged last time out. Well, even royalty in attendance ahead of the rest of the programme. Next up, the K2 men 500 metre event. Once again, this one not an Olympic qualifier. Just 3 of those left. We're hoping to fly off with ticket to Tokyo in the K1 Women 500, K1 Men 1000 and C1 Men 1000. But before anyone glides off to the Japanese capital, first up, the non-Olympic final of the K2 Men 500 metres. We saw the women receive their medals. This final will look a little bit more respectable in the sense 6 along the starting lineup. Belarus, the holders of the world title, Taineka and Nat Tinshik. The Belarusian boat this time, very young. Belarus, Ilad Sirzal, Zach Haranka Raman, just 21 and 20 years old respectively. They go out in lane 7. Home hopes for Koravan and Shishkin of Russia in lane 4. Going in lane 2, the Turkish duo who couldn't escape the heats in Szeged, Osman and Kakak. Mizrani and Podbolny of Israel. This is Podbolny's first foray into K2, a 2019 World FB gold medalist. And there is the home boat, Koravan, just 20 years old. Shishkin, still a teenager at 19. Koravan won K4 junior bronze at the 2018 Worlds. Challenge from Swedish boat of young Dennis Kernan, joining 27-year-old Albert Pettersson. The latter having won the 2019 World Cup, won K2000 FB gold. It's the German boat that has Felix Frank, 2019 World Gold medalist in K4 1000, a 2-time World Cup medalist. That at K2 1000. How will he, along with Tamas, get so to this shorter distance? So a break from the pressure of winner takes all Olympic qualifiers for this K2 men's 500 final. Turkey, Israel, Russia, Germany, Sweden and Belarus battling for just 3 medals. So underway in the K2 men's 200 meters. Certainly the German boat, Felix Frank, more used to the much longer distances. So we'll see if they've got the pace and power for the sprint to the line at 200. Belarus trying to emulate the world champions with a gold medal. The youngsters from Belarus fighting hard, but it's coming from lane 4, and it looks to be a home victory, but now blasting through are the Belarusians. A fabulous final 50 meters. Just 21 and 20 years of age. In this 500 meter final, it's the Belarusians who have taken an excellent advantage at the 250 meter lane, but battling back are the Russians of Koravan and Shishkin. Well, the Belarusians decided to hit the track early and now trying to maintain that momentum. Well, a highly competitive K2 men's 500 meter final. Belarus just about holding on, but can they hold on to the line? The answer is yes. Gold for Belarus, it's a silver for Sweden. And the home boat will take a bronze, but a brilliant performance. Hailing from the nation that's provided us with the K2 500 world champions. It's Ulad Silao and Raman, at just 21 and 20 years of age, who take gold in the K2 men's 500 meters. Well, a fabulous performance. They went hard at the midway point of the 500 meters, but showed enough form to hold out and take top spot on the podium.
Congratulations. It was close, but it was a good win.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks all. Thank my team. And hello to my parents and friends.
Enjoying. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A fine performance. They took the lead early and managed to hold off the Swedish boat by just 0.21 seconds. Russians in at third, far away ahead of Germany, Israel and Turkey, making up the K2 men's 500 meter final. Well, now nothing but the Olympics on the mind. 3 remaining quotas, and that will be that ahead of the games this summer. A great opportunity for Russia's West Siberian city of Barnaul to host this 2021 ICF Canoe Sprint World Cup 2. And today, status of qualifying tournament for the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo. It will be a strange and challenging 32nd Olympic Games. Certainly, particularly for the athletes, still a chance of reaching the pinnacle of their sports. Some certainly either earning an advantage, disadvantage, depending by the one-year postponement of the games due to COVID-19. So much pressure, knowing only victory will earn that ticket. Lisa Carrington, also a world champion at K1 Women's 500, the Olympic champion hosting from Hungary, who can grab their spot. A few returning from the Olympic qualifier last week, including one of the favourites here from Portugal, Vasconcelos, heartbreakingly third in Szeged, behind Contreras and Gonvor-Sinovic. The second now from Croatia to qualify for the first time as women canoeists, as we saw Vanessa Todt grab her berth at C1 Women's 200 meters. Estevan Tonder of South Africa, FC silver at Szeged last week. Beatrice Briones, a world junior bronze medalist, but has mostly competed in K2 and K4. There is Joanna Vasconcelos, competed last September as well in Szeged, a gold at 500, bronze at 200, her first senior individual medals. But the quickest in qualifying from Poland is Kershka, K1 1000 silver medalist at the 2019 World Championships, hoping that the shorter distance will still offer her a route to Tokyo. Silver, not enough here. It's win or bust for Tokyo 2020. Who will grab it? So underway in the K1 Women's 500 with the Olympics on the line. Canoe-Kayak of Russia hoping to grab a second for her nation after qualification, the K1 Women 200 meters. The Russian was 5th in Szeged in the World Cup FA final. 27-year-old will hope to outgun Vasconcelos. Well, you can see the challenge of the wind and the conditions, but it's a dominant performance from Vasconcelos as they pass the halfway mark at 250. Well, just edged out in Szeged. This a fabulous opportunity for Vasconcelos to put that behind her and earn an Olympic spot for Portugal. And so far, over a second advantage over Krysia of Poland. You can see that it's really starting to dig into the arms, but Vasconcelos trying desperately to hold on to her advantage, but coming back is Krysia. Has she put too much in, or has she got some left in the tank? Vasconcelos desperately trying to hold this half-boat advantage as she drives to the line. She missed out last week in Szeged, but this time, cries of relief as Vasconcelos, at 30 years of age, earns her Olympic ticket. Well, there would have been huge frustration and disappointment of just missing out in Hungary last weekend, but now it's the tears replaced with cheers as Vasconcelos earns Portugal an Olympic qualifier, and I think the emotion starting to really dawn upon the 30-year-old. She'll hope to be taking that quota herself ahead of Tokyo 2020.
Joanna, you were so close last week, and today you've done it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Very happy.
It's been a long week for you. How do you feel today?
Yes, very long.
Well, sometimes there's no need for words. Almost a second over Justyna Iskryska of Poland. Russia's Svetlana Canoe-Kayak third, but it's Vasconcelos who grabs the one ticket on offer. And clear emotions after a challenging week, as mentioned, having just missed out in place of Contreras and gone Vorsinovic, but now joins them in making our dreams come true. So the 200 and 500s out the way. It's time for the longer distances, the K1 men 1,000 metres and C1 men 1,000 metres to come. But first, the medal ceremonies for the K2 men 500 metres. We'll be back shortly with the live action with just 2 tickets to Tokyo left for the paddlers.
Balos, nagyon nagy balos. Bújzen az kint van az olimpián már. Konkrétan 1001-ben.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения второго этапа Кубка мира ICF на дистанции К2. Байдарка двойка среди мужчин на 500 метров начинается.
Ladies and gentlemen, award ceremony ICF World Cup for the distance K2 kayak double men 500 meters is starting.
Церемонию награждения проводит олимпийский чемпион в категории мастерс, организатор Кубка по гребле на байдарке и каноэ Кубок братьев Агеевых Александр Александрович Агеев.
The medals will be awarded by the Olympic game champion, the Ageev brothers Canoe Cup, Alexander Ageev.
Бронзовым призером становится
The bronze medalist is Artyom Korovin, Alexei Shishkin, Russia.
серебряными призерами становятся
The silver medalists are Dennis Kernen, Albert Pettersson, Sweden.
золотыми призерами становятся
The golden medalists are Vladislav Belaus, Roman Zaharenko, Belarus.
Господа, призываем поддержать спортсменов, выразить признание медалистам второго этапа Кубка мира по гребле на байдарках и каноэ. Поддержим!
Ladies and gentlemen, please express your recognition to the medalists of the second stage of ICF World Cup in canoeing and kayaking.
Вместе с Александром Александровичем вот такая красивая семерка спортсменов. Бывших не бывает. Поздравления призерам и победителям!
Our felicitation to the winners.
Plenty of enthusiasm in the stands.
Thank you so much.
Plenty of pressure on the water. Just 2 tickets to Tokyo remain ahead of the World Cup 2 to be held here in Barnaul over the next couple of days, Saturday and Sunday. For now, the focus is on 1,000 meters. First K1, then C1 men's events, as the final tickets are to be handed out. Already Hungary, Czech Republic, Portugal, Slovakia, Russia, Belarus, Argentina and Serbia earned their quotas from the 2019 World Championships in Szeged last weekend. Because of reallocations and slightly complicated manners, Belgium, Norway and France earned their spots last week in Szeged. Now this last chance saloon presenting itself. So Balin Kopash of Hungary, the world champion. Marcus Waltz, the reigning Olympic champion. And we had a successful K4 victory in Szeged last week. No need for him to be here. Plenty pressure on those who are 3 of the party of 9 returning for a second bite at the cherry, having failed in the European Olympic qualification last week, looking for a barnstormer in Barnaul. That was the Italian Andrea Scherera, who posted the quickest time in the men's K1000 with 3 minutes 35. Scherera himself finishing 7th in the European qualifier last week. You can see there in your picture Sergei Tarnovsky preparing for the C1000 to come after the K1000 men take their chance. Can in lane 8, the great Dane Poulsen, last chance to try and be a 4-time Olympian. He was 5th last week. Going out in lane 8. So underway in the K1 men's 1,000 meter. Only first will grab an Olympic quota. Strong enough start from Lithuania's Andrzej Oležnik. Already seen Maldonis earn the first Olympic quota of the day. As mentioned, Serjas failing to do so in the K1 men 200 meters last week in Szeged. Chance for double delights for Lithuania. A long, long way to go. You can just see how the boat's bouncing off the water. Desperate to try and maintain a rhythm in these tough, windy conditions. Things evening up across the middle of this K1000 final. There we can see the three-time Olympian from Denmark, René Holten Poulsen, who didn't have best time in Szeged, did take a final B gold medal. Just trying to position himself along with the challengers. Just a quick little look over to his right. Real challenge, knowing too many looks across can be the difference between a half second of winning and losing. And in this final, it's all or nothing. Only first will earn a spot at the Olympics. And at the split time, it is the Italian Sciarra who has a slight edge. He finished just a place above Poland's Stabno in that European Olympic qualifier. You see the Pole struggling badly. The Italian in his golden boat will hope for a golden moment here in Barnaul. Trying to set up also a big World Cup weekend, as Maldonis mentioned himself. Some of the Olympic tickets will have to be earned over performances in the World Cup, depending how the countries decide to hand out the golden tickets. But it's Sciarra who has maybe a half boat lead as he tries to stretch that as best he can. Not yet in the halfway stage yet of this K1000 fight for Tokyo. Plenty of encouragement from the sidelines, even despite the lack of home enticement. 23-year-old Sciarra trying to maintain his position. And it's China, though, who come through at the line. Dong Jiang out of his boat, but may just have earned a ticket to Tokyo. Well, it was all about Sciarra through the opening 750 meters. But it's the Chinese man who looks to have made the biggest splash in the 1,000 meters. And Sciarra looks to take in the disappointment. We'll wait, though, for official confirmation. But it looks as if from lane 8, there won't be a fourth Olympics for Poulsen. Instead, it's Zhang who may be getting some help now, but certainly didn't need any as he burst through at the finish to leave Sciarra absolutely devastated. Well, a huge occasion. There's confirmation. Dong Jiang landing himself a place at Tokyo 2020. Well, a stunning performance, and it's China that get the quota.
Thank you.
Well, incredible performance. Dong Zhang with just one medal ever. And that was in the K2 Senior 500 Final B at the 2019 World Cup 2 in Duisburg. And yet he came from behind to break the heart of Skjera. Will we see something as dramatic in the C1000 final? Is Queiroz, Gerso dos Santos, world champion, was in action last week. But we'll look on as many of the field trying to make up for disappointment last time. And we have 3 finalists from the Rio Splash. 1 bronze medalist and 1 disgraced medalist. Russian hopes with Shutokalov, who earned that 2016 Olympic bronze medal after Sergei Tarnovsky was disqualified for doping. It was an incredible Olympic final. Shutokalov and Tarnovsky were neck and neck, a photo finish that the Russian lost, but as mentioned, eventually overturned. The Moldovan was just a teenager at the time, but it's a long, hard road back to redemption for Tarnovsky. He would feel, as you see in lane 6 in the white boat, he'll be thinking this is his big chance. If he can return to the Olympic scene 5 years on from his greatest and most devastating high and low moments. So Shutokalov going in lane 1, and in the center the battle between Tarnovsky and the Italian Tacchini, after seeing his compatriot fall, 2016 Olympian who finished 7th in the B final, hoping for better. Underway in the C1 men's 1,000 meter Olympic qualifier. Shutokalov, the Olympic bronze medalist, will have to do it from far out wide in lane 1. While eyes may be drawn to the center field, Tacchini and this man, Tarnovsky, 2015 world bronze medalist, 2016 European silver medalist, was a 2014 Olympic youth champion, but trying now to rebuild his career and reputation, failed to make it through in Szeged. But another opportunity here. The man that he initially pipped to bronze, who then took 3rd place on the podium, Shutokalov, with a slight edge, way out on the far side. See how hard they're having to work in these challenging conditions. But it is Shutokalov who's just edging away. Matched so far by Tarnovsky. Once again, these two men neck and neck. Tacchini just falling off a little, the under-23 European champion of the past. Finished 3rd in the European qualifier. C2, the C1000 going to Ukraine. But the final spot at the Olympics looks to be going to the man who eventually took bronze in 2016. Shutokolov looking to end this World Olympic qualifier with a home victory plus 2-second lead over Tarnowski. Trying to edge his boat a full length ahead. And once again, it's the battle between these two old foes. This time it's not for a medal, it's for access to the greatest show in the world. Well, it's between these two. The rest of the field can't live with the Russian or the Moldovan. But at the moment, it's Shutokolov who holds the key to Tokyo. Can he convert? Certainly a really tough battle. But the 34-year-old from Russia looking to oust the much younger 23-year-old from Moldova, and the crowd raising the volume. This could be a last chance. Shutokolov will be 37 come Paris 2024. Tarnowski's time will come again, but he's desperately trying to make it his moment now. A last gasp attempt as they head towards the line. It's a battle between two. No one else is close. Tarnowski going for the big strides, and he might just catch him. And he does! Well, the two needed a photo finish in the 2016 final. Not quite needed here. And there will be Olympic redemption for Tarnowski. 23-year-old winning a bronze Olympic medal as a teenager, banned for 4 years, but now gets his chance to rebuild his career in Tokyo. There'll always be controversy that follows the career of Tarnowski, but has earned himself a place back at the Olympics 5 years on from winning bronze and then losing it through that doping ban to Shutokolov, the Russian, just having run out of gas and was just hoping he'd done enough, but Tarnowski powered his way to Tokyo 2020. Carlo Taccini once again finishing third. Well, a huge moment for the Moldovan.
Sergei, congratulations. It must be a relief for you today.
Thank you. But very bad weather, left wind, and I paddled from the right side. it's very hard.
So now you have a chance to go to Tokyo. What do you feel about that?
It's a big step for me. It will be second Olympic Games in my career. I'm very happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, the second Olympics, you certainly hope that he can produce similar, but with different results. So that's it for the Olympic qualifiers here from Barnaul. The World Cup coming up over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Certainly join us for that. As some, as Maldonis mentioned, will not only be going for gold, but also to earn their place at the Olympics. The quotas earned for the countries. Some paddlers still with work to do. We'll be back for the second World Cup event. And last, before the fireworks kick off the Tokyo 2020 Games.